Hi everyone, I'm Ksenia Chernaya and you are watching Pro Health channel. Today we have a very important topic that concerns many people. The liver, its functions, what determines the poor state of the liver, what functions it performs, what foods you should and should not eat in order to maintain the health of the liver. Unfortunately, a lot of people underestimate the liver. Many people think that only alcohol affects the liver and the liver regenerates itself very quickly, and therefore there is no need to look after the liver. But we have to remember that the liver is actually one of the most important organs in our body, which is responsible for detoxification, converting all toxins from the fat-soluble form to the water-soluble form and removing toxins from the body. If your liver is overloaded, if you have deficiencies, we are going to talk more about that later. Then your liver will not only be unable to perform its main function, which is detoxification, it will also cause a number of problems that are related to protein digestion and your hormonal status. Not everyone knows that, among other things, liver is responsible for the metabolism of steroid hormones. Let's talk about the most important functions of the liver. So, as we have already said, the most important function of the liver is the detoxification phase and the removal of toxins from the body. What are the toxic substances? First and foremost is of course alcohol. Then there are various refined and verified fried foods. These are so-called carcinogens. It can also be preservatives that are in food that are sold in supermarkets. They can be carcinogens that we breathe or we drink them with water. They also include various medications. It's basically all pharmaceuticals. These are oral contraceptives, statins. These are various drugs that supposedly restore carbohydrate and fat metabolism, but you have to support the liver. Many people think that so-called vitamins or dietary supplements have a very negative effect on the liver. We need to distinguish between various kinds of vitamins they are and their ingredients. Take natural vitamins without any accompanying negative ingredients. They will only help the liver. Because if you are deficient in vitamins and minerals, then the liver basically cannot face detoxification. If the vitamins are synthetic, if they contain different synthetic substances including various sweeteners such as sucralose, aspartame or various alcohols, then they have a negative impact on the liver. Does sugar affect the liver? Of course, sugar affects the liver, and not only sugar but also fructose. Sugar primarily depletes our body of various substances such as B vitamins, magnesium, zinc, copper, which are essential for liver function. Also, non-alcoholic fatty liver disease can be related to excessive consumption of sugar and refined carbohydrates. Also, fructose has a very strong effect on the liver. It's fructose that puts a lot of strain on the liver because it's the liver that is trying to convert fructose into glucose, and our body functions are very limited in processing the amount of fructose. It's about 30 grams. So if you eat half a watermelon, a pound of tangerines at a time, or you eat a bowl of fruits, all of that will directly affect your liver. If your uric acid levels are increased, it's primarily an indication that you go extra on the amount of fruit. There is another main function that the liver performs, which is the synthesis of cholesterol and therefore the synthesis of bile acids. A lot of people don't see the connection between two and don't know that bile and gallbladder directly dependent on the liver. If your liver does not synthesize enough cholesterol, you may have bile acid deficiency. In addition, we must remember that various steroid hormones are synthesized from cholesterol. The stress hormone cortisol, various sex steroid hormones, and these are also directly related to the liver. Thus, how can we know that there is something wrong with our liver and it's already time to pay attention to it? Unfortunately, many people realize that there is something wrong with their liver too late, because the liver has no nerve endings and unlike other organs of the digestive system, it cannot clearly show us that problems or diseases have already started. So how can we tell if the liver is no longer doing its job properly? When you have an unpleasant smell of sweat, you notice increased pigmentation on your body or small red spots, so-called moles. When you have nausea in the morning or tingling in the right subcostal area. Of course, first of all, it might be gallbladder gallbladder, but we have already figured out that problems with the gallbladder are most often caused by problems with the liver. Our next video will be about bile and gallbladder. Subscribe to our channel so you do not miss the release. You may have intermittent nausea, regular headaches. You may also notice dry skin or yellowing of the palms of your hands, feet or skin when you eat a lot of orange fruits and vegetables. Ksenia, how will I feel in the morning if there is something wrong with my liver and I drink a lot of alcohol in the evening? First of all, in the morning you will have a severe headache, which is just a sign of intoxication. And of course, a lot of people start to have a bad reaction to alcohol if the liver is in a very bad condition. It can be nausea, it can be the manifestation of various red spots. It also depends on the condition of the liver. One of the most important symptoms of the liver problems is hormonal problems. If you experience premenstrual syndrome, if your stomach starts to swell in the first or second phase, if you have fibrotic mastopathy, that means that your steroid hormone metabolism, which is directly related to the liver, is disturbed. Many people are also unaware of the fact that such diseases as hemorrhoids and varicose veins are also caused by problems with the liver and gallbladder. These two diseases are directly related to the disturbance of bile outflow and the outflow of toxic substances. All these affect the intestines, and various toxins are not properly eliminated from the body and get into our bloodstream. So, if you want to cure hemorrhoids and varicose veins, first of all examine your liver and gallbladder. So you see how just one organ affects completely different organs, completely different symptoms, and the manifestation of different diseases. So let's summarize what foods are the most harmful for the liver. These are of course sugar and all refined carbohydrates. Refined carbohydrates include all sweets, white bread, rice, flour, pasta. Further, they include fried foods, which contain a large number of carcinogens and glycation products. These products also include alcohol and processed meat products high in saturated fats. These include various sausages, various deli meats. They also include red industrial meat, which can be pork or beef that is produced in factories. In order to help your liver, you must check your protein levels. You should not exclude animal and plant proteins, because they contain amino acids such as taurine, glycine, and acetylcysteine, which affect cholesterol synthesis and bile acid production. For example, eggs are an excellent source of amino acids and sulfur. Many people blame eggs for affecting cholesterol levels. In fact, we should already know that it's the liver that produces 75% of the cholesterol, and eggs provide just the necessary source of amino acids for the liver to perform its detoxification phases. In order for your liver to work perfectly, in your diet there should be plenty of greens, vegetables, and greens. Firstly, they are a source of vitamins and minerals, primarily B vitamins, which also affect the liver detoxification phases, and it's a source of fiber, which helps to remove bilirubin, cholesterol, and excess bile acids from the body. Will animal liver recover my liver? If we consider the fact that the liver contains amino acids and B vitamins, then yes, it will. It's not a direct correlation like liver restores liver, but since liver contains the necessary macro and micronutrients to perform the detoxification phase of our liver, then yes, it's beneficial. When I talk about green vegetables and liver benefits, I'm of course referring first and foremost to various cruciferous vegetables. These can be various types of cabbage. In addition to containing fiber, they also contain essential enzymes that also help in detoxifying the liver. It's also very useful to have various bitters in your diet. They help to reduce the burden on the liver and help bile secretion. These include arugula, various herbs, dandelion, burdock, milk thistle. You can eat them straight away or take as brews between meals. Ksenia, have you had any students on the course who have cured their liver problems through proper diet and healthy lifestyle? Yes, of course. A lot of people just do not appreciate that it's a liver problem, and when a student comes in with an unpleasant sweat smell, red dots on the body, or pigmentation, the first thing we do is check the condition of the liver. By the way, that's a very good question. How can we understand and assess the condition of the liver? We look at bilirubin and the liver enzymes AST and ALT in the lab diagnostics. If your bilirubin level is greater than 10 or 12, that tells us that your liver is working under a lot of stress. This is why we also pay attention to bilirubin levels in laboratory diagnostics. That's why each of our students before starting the program has to take a test, so that it's easier for us to assess what is the cause of these or those symptoms. So when my student has such symptoms as bad smell of sweat and pigmentation, first of all we clean the diet of those products which we have listened in the video, and it takes just a couple of months for your skin to get rid of pigmentation and red spots. Question from the audience: does Bergami help with liver problems? Bergami helps stimulate bile flow. It affects the liver to a lesser extent, but since the gallbladder and the liver are interconnected and Bergami contributes to the bile flow, then to some extent we can say that Bergami is a useful mineral water for the liver. Thank you for watching the video to the end. Take care of your liver because your health depends on it. I'm Ksenia Chernaya and this is Pro Health Channel, the only channel on healthy nutrition, not for losing weight but for staying healthy.